Hi, I'm Cameron Emmanuel Burns, reporting for FinTech Futures here at FinovateSpring in San Francisco, and I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by Stephen Bishop, EVP and Chief Operating Officer at OMB Bank. How are you, and how are you enjoying Finovate so far?
Oh, I'm doing well, and it's been great so far. I mean, it's just starting to get rolling.
Yeah.
It's going to get a little busier, and then
It's the first day, isn't it?
yeah. So, but
Are you
it's
around
good.
for the other two?
Yeah, I'm speaking on Thursday, so I'll be here to the very end. So.
That was a lovely segue because my first question is, you're here speaking on a panel about open banking. So first up, what would you say are some of the key open banking trends across the financial services at the moment?
You know what? When I talk about open banking, it's my bigger soapbox, where I see banking going, and so I go more towards banks have to be working to become more of a tech company, and it's very different than what they've done in the past, and AI is this big buzzword that people talk about. So I don't want to overuse that, but we don't know where that AI is going to take embedded finance. We don't know how that's going to change consumer behaviors, and you have to be able to navigate those waters of the changes of the future, where it goes. And so to do that, you need to have skills with technology, and as you build those, open banking and allowing, Europe's done a much better job than the U.S. and a lot of that is outdated technology that I came to the bank a little over 3.5 years ago, and we were on a 20-year-old tech stack. And so that was job number one, updating that tech stack. And now we have something we can integrate with, and we can navigate that, build that skill set up. So that's much broader than just open banking specifically.
Sure.
But I think it's having the framework to allow that data access where it's more open banking is going to be pivotal there.
Super. And I know a bit hard to talk about because it's not happened yet, your panel, but I read that part of the discussion you're going to have is about compelling use cases for US banks. So could you give us any of those kind of examples that you may be speaking about in your panel?
I mean, I can't run the panel.
It'll come out afterwards.
I think it's just, there's different perspectives of what open banking is. And, for me as a community bank, that initial, there's friction about my customers can change their accounts easy. They can go bank wherever. And so initially that's I don't want to do that. But then if I realize what do I do well is provide service to my customers. And so it's okay if they have the ability to leave because I'm going to keep them by what I do best, which is take care of them. From a even broader, if you can pull in other, get a whole financial picture for a customer, then you can help them, what are their financial needs? Are there certain life milestones that are coming up? Different ways to use that so you can provide better service because you have a more holistic picture because you're pulling all that data together to better help them.
Yeah, and looking at OMB Bank specifically, is there a way that you're approaching open banking which is different to any others going out there?
I don't know that we have something unique in that regard.
Well, what is your approach then, would you say?
So I'm changing who OMB is. We chatted a little bit when I started. We were Old Missouri Bank, a traditional lending bank, ag, commercial, and I'm not touching that part at all. So we've had tremendous growth over the last few years, but it's really updating the tech. We launched our BaaS division this year, so partnering with fintechs, and I think having those partnerships and those key ways that we're doing it, that's going to be absolutely pivotal to how we can help facilitate open banking. And then when you think about the financial picture, and it's relative because I presented at Finovate Fall last year, our partnership where you can earn stock rewards, fractional, instead of earning just that cash that you get in your checking account, it goes away. You can actually help accumulate wealth, and that helps the financial picture. Another data point that you have. So we're one of the few banks that actually offer that sort of checking reward. So that would be a unique component to OMB.
Well, super. So a bit more broader, what technological advancements do you think are needed to fully unlock the potential of open banking?
For U.S. banks specifically, I mean, it's really, you have the big three cores, and core banking is hard. That's why there's only 3 of them. It's getting your tech, like having the ability to add to your tech stack. So if you need to update that, do that first. But then it's really like, I could say I'm open banking, but if I can't access my data myself, how will my customer get to it?
Sure.
So I think it's really looking at how you're leveraging tech, that how you can integrate to it. I think, there's, I won't dig into my, where I see it going, but if there's a way, if you can build a middleware and extract that from the core, where you have the system of records not actually at the core, and then that would have much more accessibility. It would enhance your fraud. Fraud's only going to get worse with AI, and all those components. So that's what I'm intrigued by, something that helps do that.
Or if I could just kind of jump in on that, because my next question was about how can, in your opinion, some of the main security and privacy concerns, such as a data breach or data misuse, be addressed? I know it's kind of, but you were kind of hinting with the AI risks and so on.
AI, the fraud that is capable today, it scares the hell out of me. It is remarkable what you can do, what can be done that's not real. And you have to have, fraudsters are just going to keep innovating, and so it's imperative the people that are responsible for that data are doing the same, and protecting that and having more real time. And it's, I don't know exactly what the answer is, how do we protect it? I think you just continue to invest, continue to look for the trends, and there's going to be losses. Our biggest losses this year have been washing checks, which is, checks are still a thing.
Yeah.
So you have an old school fraud, and then you have these new tools. And if it's an open platform, how do you protect that? There's a lot of different ways how you protect your own information, your own identity. Where human error is the greatest cause of fraud.
Sure.
So training your customer base on how to protect their own information, their own data, that's the weak point. And so how do you do that? And that's going to be not only staying with trends, but also keeping in touch with that relationship with your customer.
No, that's really interesting. Thank you. And to finish off, it doesn't have to be about open banking. We'll open it up again. Well, are there any new developments at OMB Bank that you would like to tell us about?
I mentioned our BaaS platform. We're having a lot of fun with that. So we launched it. Our first one went live in April. We have our second one is underway, and it's just exciting to see something that wasn't on our radar at all, and now it's doing very well. And you hear, I joke that BaaS is now a dirty word in the industry, because it's FIS announced their platform and didn't say BaaS one time. It's all embedded finance. So our embedded finance division is doing great. But it's to see that change, and it's a new product. I like to talk about how our new community are fintechs, and we're taking the same service that we had in our brick and mortar there, and I think you'll see a shift where we'll still be able to be in those local communities, but it's going to be fed much more by the embedded finance and that broader technology community that we're going to be in. So that's where I'm focusing a lot of my time and energy, and just seeing that be a success has been really rewarding. So we're pretty excited about it.
No, that's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me today. That was really, really interesting, and good luck for the future panel that's coming up. I look forward to it. I'll go and watch it.
Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Awesome. Thank you.